Hi, welcome to the student tutorial of Xchange. Xchange is a media asset management system for uploading, sharing, and analyzing clips. Think of it as a blackboard for media content. You as students will be able to upload your work to share with faculty for grading or to share drafts with them, and you can also view content that's shared to the entire Annenberg community. Google Chrome is the recommended browser for accessing Xchange, so keep that in mind. Also, Xchange is not meant to be a backup system, and all your media should still also be saved on your own external hard drive. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. To access Xchange, you have to go to the URL mcweb.usc.edu. You have to be connected to USC Secure Wireless. If you are accessing Xchange from home, you'll need to follow the VPN instructions. If you go to our website, annenbergdl.org, you can find this VPN USC Annenberg workflow. It can also be found under Xchange right here. And you can go ahead and download the AnyConnect client, which will allow you to connect to USC Secure Wireless from home. We also have screencasts that show you how to do that workflow in Mac and in Windows. Okay, if this is your first time logging in, you should be able to type in your username, so it'll be the first part of your email. So for instance, my email was ttrojan@usc.edu. I would put ttrojan, and I would click forgot password, and an email would arrive in my USC inbox. If you do that and you do not receive an email, please send an email to asctech@usc.edu, and we can help you figure out your accounting issue. But I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. So here's your dashboard, or as Xchange calls it, Explore. So if you go up to this little icon and you click Explore, it'll always take you back to this screen in case you get lost. Everything in Xchange is organized in smart bins. So I have my smart bins here. If you don't see your smart bins, just go ahead and click on smart bins and it'll drop down. So the first smart bin that you have is My Media, and so anything that you ever upload will be in My Media. And then underneath that you have all of your courses that you're registered for this semester. So this student is registered for Journalism 594 and Journalism 475. So yours will look different depending on your classes. But smart bins dynamically organize your content based on keywords and metadata information. As a result, you don't need to worry about where the content lives in the Xchange server. Smart bins are automatically organizing your data based on your specific user profile. And I'll explain more when we go into how to upload a file. So if you look under each course, you have two spaces. You have the student space and the local space. So under student space, you'll see your own folder. So anything that you upload to that course or send to a faculty member for grading will show up here. And then we have local space. So each class has their own local space. And local space means any student in that class can see work there. So if a faculty member wants to share some exceptional work from that class, they can put it in the local space, or if they want to show a video in class, they can upload it to local space and everyone in the class can access it. So the same goes for this folder. I have student space and local space, and then we have global space. Global space is shared with the entire Annenberg community. So if a faculty member wants to share a really great video with everyone in Annenberg, they can go ahead and put it in there, and you can go ahead and watch it. The last two I won't worry too much about because they won't relate to your classes. So then we have simple search here on the sidebar, and we have advanced search. I'll go over that in more detail later. So let's go over how to upload a file to Xchange. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this little icon up here, and I'm going to click on Upload Manager. A new window should pop up. I'll go ahead and select the destination. It defaults to internal, and that's what you're going to want to select if you're uploading to a class. Depending on your permissions, you might see other outlets like ATVN, Neon Tommy, Impact, ARN. But for our purposes, we're just going to focus on classes. So we'll go ahead and leave it on internal. It automatically says Upload Type Standard, so we won't be touching that. We'll go ahead and click Browse to select our file. This will allow us to go into our files and find the video file that we want to upload. So Xchange accepts most common file types, which means you can upload PDFs, you can upload docs, but Xchange is mostly made for video and audio content. So just keep that in mind, but if you need to upload a script alongside your video, you should be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and find the video that I want to upload. So I'm going to upload this Photoshop Man video. When exporting media for Xchange, we recommend that you use Adobe Media Encoder. If you go ahead and go to our website, annenbergdale.org, under Tutorials Xchange, you'll find Encoding Media for Xchange with Adobe Media Encoder. Go ahead and click there. We have a screencast, but basically you want to export with the YouTube preset 720p. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to continue with my file. And you're going to go ahead and give it a name. So for naming files, we recommend using this certain naming convention, which is content type, content description. For example, if you shot an Obama speech and you want to upload a rough cut of it, we would name it roughcut_Obama speech. So you don't need to include your name or your course number in the file name, because when you upload, the file will be linked to your account and the chosen course bin. So you'll notice over here I choose what course it's going to be saved under. Use underscores to separate words and avoid using any special characters like exclamation points or and signs. So I'm going to go ahead and call this Final Cut _Photoshop Man. And then I'm going to go ahead and click this course Journalism 475. Let's say it's for that class. Let's say it's a submission. So if it's a submission, I would check mark submission. But in this case, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and give it a description. Add in as many details as possible here. This will come in handy if you ever need to search for your file, and will also help you organize your files. You can also use the space to leave a note for your professor, or a description of your assignment, or leave any important notes. So I'm going to go ahead and type up a quick description here so you guys can see. Photoshop Man. Create a media team. It's 30 seconds. No, you must get approval from the creative media team before using this media. So you can write things like that. Now I should be good to upload my content. So now I'll go ahead and click Upload Media. You'll notice it immediately pops up down here under File Upload History and Status. I'll notice that it'll get to 100%. You might need to click the little refresh button over here. Make sure that it's processing internally for Xchange. Once it's processing internally, you are welcome to close this window. Once it says ready for Xchange, like it does right here now, you'll see it in your folder. So keep in mind this can take a while depending on network traffic and the size of your file. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this upload manager. And if I go into 475 and I go into student space, I'll see my Final Cut Photoshop Man video here. And I'll also see it in my media. So again, anything that you upload will go in my media. If you uploaded your file as a submission, it'll also show up in your professor's grading space, in which case they'll add their marks and their subclips and then send the file back to you to look at with their notes. So now I'm going to show you how you can watch your video content. So Xchange has a very typical media player. You can go ahead and press play to start watching your video. I can go ahead and change the streaming quality to high to get a better video resolution. I can also use keyboard shortcuts to play. So I can hit my space bar to watch the video, space bar to pause. I can use my left and right arrows on my keyboard to scrub through the clip, as well as use these arrows here. You'll notice that the time of the video is here. If your video has time code, that will import. If not, it'll just show the duration of the clip. I can also view this video in full screen, so I can go ahead and hit that button. I can also change the volume right here. And then another really cool thing about Xchange is I can make markers and subclips on my video. So let's say I wanted to make a marker on this video. I would go ahead and find the point that I want to make a marker, so let's say it's here. I'll go ahead and hit the M or M on my keyboard, and then it'll pop up under here underneath the tab markers. So you notice next to every video or whatever file you have uploaded, you'll see an info tab, which will tell you everything about your video. So it'll include your description. If I click over here in this corner, I can drag it down and read the whole thing. I'll see the duration, I'll see the course name, and then if you click on the markers tab, this is where all your markers go. So if I click on this marker, I can give it a name. So I can say maybe this is the Photoshop Man monologue. I'll go ahead and give it some notes. So here I can give another description, like this is the final scene of the Photoshop Man video, whatever you want to say here. This can also be a space for your faculty member to give you some comments on your video, but you can also make your own comments. So now that'll save itself. I can go ahead and make more markers if I want. Give this one a marker name. Give it a description. Great, and now also I can double click on the marker and it'll immediately take me to that point in the video. Pretty cool. So now we also have a thing called subclips. So I can mark an in point using this bracket and an out point using this bracket and hit the S and create a subclip. Sometimes it'll do this funky thing where it shows up behind the media player. Just move it away and go ahead and give this one a name and hit create subclip. And then just like in Premiere, I can actually also use I and O on my keyboard to create in and out points, and I can hit S to create the subclip. Now you'll notice that all your subclips are right here. So I can go ahead and edit them if I like, and I can add a description to each subclip. And once I'm done, I can go ahead and click close. Now you'll notice this little cloud on each of the subclips. This allows you to download just that little portion of the video. So I can go ahead and select I want the original quality of this subclip, and then I can hit download. You can also delete subclips by clicking on the red X. I can also download the whole entire video here by clicking on this little cloud on the info tab and selecting my original download quality and downloading the media clip. You can also download the XML file, so that'll take all of your markers and subclips and bring them into Premiere. So if I go ahead and download my media clip, you'll notice it immediately starts downloading here, and it'll show up in your downloads folder. Now the last thing that you need to know when using Xchange is how to search. So over here on the left hand side, you'll see a simple search and an advanced search. So if I do a simple search, this will search all of your bins. So if I search Photoshop, all of my Photoshop Man videos will show up here. So you'll notice that anything with Photoshop in the title showed up here. And I can also checkmark search within a bin. So let's say I'm in this bin. If I had a bunch of files and I couldn't find it, I could select the bin that I want, checkmark search within a bin, and click go. You also have advanced search. You can search by certain metadata fields. So if you know something that's in the description, you can try and click description. So I'll click add, and then you can type in here what you want to search through all the descriptions of your files. Most likely you'll just need simple search. Simple search will search through name and description. And so that's all you need to know about Xchange. If you have any questions, please stop by the Annenberg Digital Lounge, and our help desk students can help you further. And again, please check out our website. And that's everything you need to know about Xchange. Thanks for watching our screencast.